So today I just want to go through Sun Salutation A, and this is a common sequence you'll find in a flow class that can help warm up your body and also that we use as a transition sometimes throughout the flow class. So I'm going to walk you through it slowly, just going to step by step trying to break down each of the movements, and then I'll do it a couple of times through so that you can follow along and practice yourself. Come to stand at the top of your mat, feet hip distance apart and parallel. Standing in Tadasana, roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Press in through the four corners of your feet as you reach up through the crown of your head, finding length in your spine. Inhale your arms up overhead, reach up, stretch up, finding space through the sides of your waist. Soften your knees, forward fold over your legs, bringing your hands either to the ground or blocks or a chair in front of you. Inhale, halfway lift with a long spine, creating the number 7 from the crown of your head to your tailbone down to your feet. You can bring your hands to your shins or to your feet or to blocks or a chair in front of you. On your exhale, lower your hands to the ground and step back into your version of plank on your knees, on your toes, or coming down onto your knees. Keeping your collarbone broad, engaging your core, lower yourself all the way down to the ground. Press the tops of your feet firmly into the ground. Place your hands just outside of your shoulders. On your inhale, reach your heart forward and through, coming into Cobra. On your exhale, press into your hands and your knees, coming into tabletop. Tuck your knees, coming into downward facing dog by lifting your hips. Once we're in downward facing dog, this is a point where we can take a few rounds of breath just to tune into our bodies. Now, if this is too much on your wrists, you can always drop your knees coming into puppy dog pose. It's going to give you a very similar inversion like you see in downward facing dog, but it's just going to take some of that weight off of your wrists. From here, on our exhale, we then either walk our feet towards our hands, take one step towards our hands, or jump. So if you're walking your feet, walk your feet as far as you can. Now, if you have really tight hamstrings, this may be difficult. And it's okay to move your hands back to give yourself a little bit more space, or to use blocks to give yourself more space. So we come to the top of our mat in that nice halfway lift position. Forward fold over our legs. And then inhale and rise all the way back up to standing, reaching up through our fingertips, exhaling our arms to our side. Let's go ahead and try that one more time, going on our knees for plank and Cobra for our back bend. Inhale your arms up, overhead, reach up, stretch up tall. Exhale with soft knees over your legs, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift with a nice long spine and a long neck. Exhale, plant your hands coming into your version of plank, lowering all the way down to the ground. Inhale, lift your heart forward and through, Cobra. Exhale, press into your hands, coming into tabletop, tucking your toes, lifting your hips, downward facing dog. Exhale, walk your feet forward to a halfway lift. Inhaling, exhale, forward fold. Inhale your arms up, overhead, reach up, stretch up. Exhale your hands back by your side. So that just walks you through what a sun salutation may look like. That was with some modifications. Also, feel free to always use blocks to help bring the floor up a little bit closer. So I'm going to do one more round, and this time I'm going to use my blocks just to show you how I can use them to help bring the ground closer to my hands. So I'll place the blocks at the front of my mat. Come to stand again in Tadasana, feet hip distance apart and parallel. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Find length through your spine, reaching up through the crown of your head. Inhale your arms up overhead, reach up, stretch up. Exhale, soft knees, forward fold, bringing your hands onto your blocks. Exhale, halfway lift, creating a nice long spine. Inhale your hands back down. Step back into your version of plank. And you can always keep your hands on the blocks if that's feeling stable. Exhale, lower yourself all the way down. And then we'll move the blocks to the side, bringing our hands to the floor. Inhale, press into your hands, lift your chest, stride your heart forward, cobra. Exhale, come back to tabletop. Move your blocks over. Tuck your toes, lift your hips coming into downward facing dog. And having the blocks under our hands here can really help feel good and give us a little bit more space in this downward facing dog. Exhale, walk your feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, letting everything go. Inhale, reach up, stretch up. Exhale, hands by your side. So that was just a few options for you. Hopefully you'll find that the more you do sun salutations, the little bit easier it is to then link your breathing to your movement. And I'm going to do another video next week for you guys that just gives you a little bit more freedom to move with your breath and maybe focus a little bit less on your alignment.